It's the GOAT here, greatest of all time, Clementine, blow your mind, one of a kind. I am the greatest of all time, sports fan traveler. You are watching training in Cameroon, Yaoundé, home of Joel Embiid of the Sixers. That's right, baby. I'm in Cameroon, having a spoon of fun here. You see all these things flying around behind me and around me? I thought there was birds. They are birds, all right. They're bats. Not affecting these brothers here that are training. I say brothers, there's also young boys and young girls. That's why I'm keeping my distance, letting you watch and observe. Grateful to be invited here. How I got here? Thanks to Krista in Douala, where I saw some hoop yesterday. Contacted a good friend, Paul. Paul contacted the president of this here club. And I'm here watching some hoop. Sunset time, overcast. I'm just going to turn the lights here. I'm going to get out of the way so you can see some of this training, see what's going on. So it is 5:57, boys and girls. Sun sets here about 6. Been an overcast day. I took the camera this way. What you see over there, and now it's out of camera view, Orthodox Church, big landmark here. And I am in the northwestern corner of Yaoundé. Everything's pretty compact in Yaoundé, as well as Douala. Typical, I think, of most African cities. I mean, it doesn't really sprawl. Addis Ababa in Ethiopia, that puppy sprawls. Pretty compact. For example, 5 kilometers to the I Love Cameroon roundabout statue, where, of course, there's a football, aka Americans. That would be soccer, not our football, the one where you kick. And then another 5 kilometers south of there is where I'm staying at basically like an Airbnb equivalent. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see for yourself how they do the training here in Cameroon. So as you can see, oh so pleasantly, they're taking a break. Not sure if these lights work or they're going to turn them on. I just gave you a panorama. I wasn't kidding. Those are bats. Batman, Batman, Batman. Now the best Batman I ever met was the late great Tony Gwynn. He was a Batman. I used to call him the Fat Man with Batman. Not to his face, because then he would have kicked my ass. And everybody else would have kicked my ass. But me, it was like my own little thing between Tony Gwynn and me. Of course, you didn't know. He was the Batman. He was the Fat Man with the Batman. To me, Tony Gwynn was like the Fats Domino of swinging a baseball. I found my thrill. Dun, 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 dun. It's called the 5-hole. Dun, 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 dun. 5-point hole. Dun, 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 dun. Between third and shortstop. I might have been pudgy in the later part of my career, but I went to the Hall of Fame on the first ballot because I was the Fat Man. The Batman was the Fat Man. That was me, the late, great Tony Gwynn. Now you can see why I ain't a singer, but I am the greatest of all time sports fan traveler. And baseball was the first sport I saw around the 6 continents. If they build a baseball park in Antarctica, I'll go see a game there too. Actually, on this trip, I saw the first baseball game ever at Dubai Baseball Park, Dubai United Baseball Park. I got the video to prove that, Jack. Like I need video. I'm the greatest of all time sports fan traveler, like the great Muhammad Ali. I'll whoop you silly. So, looks like they're back to shooting around. They might do some scrimmaging here. Holy shit, Batman. Look at this. Holy shnikes, Batman. Holy cow. Harry Carey would hear you go, well, everybody, it's a bat show here at Wrigley Field. Jesus Lord. I don't know what they're so hungry up in the sky. I don't see no birds like the birds you're gonna eat. I don't know how bats feed themselves, and frankly, I don't care as long as you don't eat meat. So, in Yaoundé, northwest of the city center core, and you can see we got young ladies here, young boys here. I'll put up some pictures too as it's starting to get a little dark. Oh wait! Let there be light in Cameroon, Yaoundé. So it is Monday, 18 November, remember, 2024. I ain't never know, boy. I seen FIBA Women's, Rwanda, August. I saw Basketball Africa League in Egypt in April. In the words of the Duke boys, I'm getting around, round, get around. I am the greatest, I get around. Wearing my Magic shirt in honor of my late mom. Big Magic fan. Lost my mom in April. Big supporter. My mom and of course my late father. And how about the dude earlier, in the other earlier video? He's a Magic guy too. So, great to be here in Cameroon. And on this trip, I'm going to be going to the Afro Basket qualifiers in Dakar, Senegal, this weekend. That's basically the qualifiers for the Afro Basket tournament, which is next year, 2025, in August in Angola. Of course, I can't wait to stuff. I was in Angola last weekend for the provincial championship. Petro Atletico beat Augusto. It was a good match. So think about the Afro Basket like the continental tournament every 4 years. Men, women, Europe does the same thing, right? That's what these Afro Basket qualifiers will be about. And Cameroon will have a team there. The game I'm going to see hopefully is Senegal, the host country. Senegal, Cameroon, some of the powers in African basketball, as is Angola and Ivory Coast. So a lot of them here in West Africa, where I am, Cameroon. And so, telling you a little bit about that. Hope you're enjoying it. Let me get out of the way so again you can see for yourself, judge for yourself what's going on here with the practice. And I might show you some more of these bats. Hope they don't eat me. So, oh, by the way, this is a very pretty, before I forget, very pretty pink Orthodox cathedral, and I'm in the northwestern part of Yaoundé. Boy, that means pan the camera that way. Now, when it comes to facilities in Africa, the commonality that I've noticed is most of the basketball facilities are outdoors. Or you'll have an indoor-outdoor combination. So in Angola, pretty much right in the heart of downtown Luanda, maybe not in the heart, but just outside Luanda, was an indoor-outdoor venue. Also noticed that when I was in Maputo earlier this year in Mozambique watching a gentleman practice. Now, as far as the arenas go, the nicest arena is in Kigali. Good golly, Miss Molly, the cleanest and most well-organized city I've ever been to, certainly in Africa. I was there for the women's World Cup qualifying. Saw Rwanda play the host country as well as Senegal play Rwanda. Saw a couple games there. That's an actual arena. Seats about 10,000. I mean, you could host college basketball today if they wanted to come over here and play, and maybe they will. Like the exchange program, that would be great actually for some universities. Dakar Arena, I've not been to yet, but it's supposed to be pretty nice. And then when I saw the Basketball Africa League in April in Egypt, it was outside in kind of the middle of nowhere, but very nice arena, good 30 minutes or so from the heart of Cairo. But outside of that, most of these arenas are outdoor courts, like playgrounds like you have in the United States, or in the case of Angola, indoor-outdoor, Mozambique, indoor-outdoor combination. So there was a little rain earlier today, very light. It's supposed to just been overcast, and now the sun is set, hence the lights are on. So I just wanted to give you a sense of this is really the training ground for most countries in Africa. In fact, when I saw the Panda camera, so you can see a little bit more. Actually, I'll just keep it here. When I saw some basketball earlier this year in Tanzania, and I saw a tournament in Zanzibar. The Tanzania was youth basketball, as was in Burundi when I went there as well. But in Zanzibar, it was an adult tournament, again, outdoor courts. So there's no indoor gyms, at least they didn't play in any, or even with the roof, but the weather cooperated, and so everything worked out great. So it's been very interesting watching the talent in Africa, because it's kind of like in the United States, where the best athletes in the United States, by and large, playing American football. That's part of our culture. It's like what soccer, or what the world calls football, with kicking the ball versus throwing it, right? So I don't care how big your country's population is, if your best athletes are playing a certain sport, it means that athlete's not playing another sport, right? So that's going to be the challenge for the NBA. But you're only playing 5 guys starting in your lineup, right? 12 guys on a team. So that's the upside for the NBA. And basketball is a fairly simple game to learn. And by nature, basketball, you just need a court. You just need a ball, right? And you just need the training and the development. And that's what the NBA is doing with its NBA Academy in Senegal, as well as the Basketball Africa League, and these leagues that take place in each of the countries. The talent I saw, and I'll watch that video of Angola and the Rwanda women's, the talent is pretty exceptional, especially on the men's side. The women's side is going to take a little bit more time to develop. Now, when I was speaking to Crystal in Douala, who played at Montverde Academy, she got a scholarship from Cameroon to go play at Montverde, which is a prestigious private basketball school in Florida, Orlando area. She was saying that among the girls in Cameroon, it's about half popularity for soccer and half for basketball. But for the men, it's always going to be football. Basketball is always going to be second. But if the NBA can find, or colleges can keep finding guys here, I'll take you to the promised land, right? We've already seen the impact of African-born athletes in the NBA, African-born athletes in college, and African-born athletes playing in a Euro League and other leagues around the world. The challenge is, culturally, the best athletes are always going to play soccer here in Africa, as they are in Europe, right? The best athletes in Europe play soccer. The best athletes in South America play soccer. These 3 continents I just mentioned, football is a fundamental, integral part of the culture. Basketball, popular, but not a fundamental part of the culture. That's basically the main point I'm making. Let me zoom in and show you some more hoop is. Now we're in the dog. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Let's watch some hoop.
Alexander, mets ton deuxième blanc. On y va.
Now the native tongue is French here. Like a lot of Africa, French, Portugal, colonization, right? Did you know, for example, in 1960, 1 year alone, 1960, 17 countries in Africa declared their independence. There's 54 countries in Africa, 17 just in 1 year. And in the 70s, you had 3 declared their independence from Portugal, Angola, Guinea-Bissau, and Mozambique. So it's rare, Ethiopia is a rare case where there hasn't been this colonization. So in most of West Africa, where I am now, Cameroon, Ivory Coast, Benin, Togo, Burkina Faso, where I'm going to be going later, they speak French. Whereas later on this trip, Guinea is another one. Later on this trip, I was already in Angola. Last September, this September, I was in Mozambique, Portuguese. Portuguese also in Cape Verde, Portuguese also in Guinea-Bissau, don't you know? So I'm going to put together, when I do some more writing, not just the history of basketball, but the cultural aspect of independence in Africa. And so when you think about that, in the United States, founded in 1776, we celebrate our 250th anniversary in 2026. A lot of these countries declared their independence in the 70s. I was already born. Like, you got to process that, you know. So the potential for growth and opportunity across all aspects of society is there for Africa. It just takes time, right? I mean, it takes time like it did in our country. Let's watch some hoop.
Bon les gars, oui, Julien, vas-y. La dernière passe, où au panier? Prends-moi place. Hop. La dernière passe, c'est avant le jaune. On s'arrête quand on lance pas, ligne de lancer pas.
So as you can see, you got coaching over here, separation, boys and the men. Let's watch some more of the men here.
Gabi, au moment où tu vois ce ballon entre Antonin et à ce moment tu te diras, Antonin. Alors Antonin, recule Antonin, monte un peu, nous sommes espace. Exact, passe une balle. Au moment exact, t'as vu? Au moment où le ballon est entre les deux, et voilà. On y va les gars, go!
Don't worry about the smoke in the background. I've learned not to worry when I see smoke in the background. This ceiling fire is not going to solve a problem. Now, if that thing was blowing up like a bonfire, then I'd be running that way. But don't worry. But I like to sort of let you, the viewer, make your own judgments when I shoot these videos. Of course, it's hard for me not to be in the camera because I'm the prettiest thing in the world and now never will be. But you get my point. I want you to be the judge of what you're seeing and educate you, the viewer, about basketball, football, all the other places I've been lucky to go to around the world. So I'm going to keep doing that here. Hope you enjoy it.
J'entends, regarde là tout de suite. J'entends, go. Elia, viens, retard. Elia, toi ici, toi sorti ton épaule. Vas-y, côté pour nous, non. Alors, vas-y, côté pour. Lui va partir, je vais rester là. Alors. Allons-y, allons-y, vite, vite, vite. Voilà, oui. Les gars, ça va. Stop. Stop. C'est ce qui va faire la défense. C'est pour ça qu'il y a le premier bloc. Le deuxième bloc avant. Pour le deuxième des blocs. Avant.